Hello everyone, my name is Carl Mount, and this is the 2026 graduation commencement ceremony, and I will be providing the speech. So there's a few things I would like to touch over on the speech, but first, who am I? As I said, I am Carl Mount, and I am graduating with my bachelor's degree in 2026. I am currently getting my bachelor's in history. So throughout this presentation, I would like to give an overview of my academic journey, my own struggles, my own victories, what I learned, and advice for future generations and future students coming in. So first, I would like to touch on why is education important. This might be a redundant question, but I feel like it's one that people don't often think about. Yes, education is important, but why is it important? We tend to take education for granted. We use it every single day. It teaches us valuable lessons that otherwise we would not have understood or learned outside. But most importantly, I think it gives us the tools for the future. It gives us the writing skills, the comprehension skills, the critical thinking skills for us to move forward. And it's what makes us human. It's what separates us from animals, as harsh as that sounds. It's what gives us our humanity, our reason for thinking. Now, the words on screen might seem harsh, but they're words that I have unfortunately had to hear throughout at least my early education. So the big one there in the middle, no future. When I was younger, I was told that I would never be able to read past an elementary school reading level. Yet here I am in graduating college as a history major, which is probably one of the most reading intensive and writing intensive majors. So I've overcome all these difficulties. I've gone through tutoring, extra classes, and I have learned from these difficulties, but I also have my regrets, what I would do differently. So, what did I learn first off? Never tell someone your worth. That should be determined by you and you alone, and that should motivate you to prove them wrong. Don't get hung up on what people think. You know what you're capable of, and you know your limits, but you can also surpass your own limits. Persevere. That is the key. But what would I do differently? As I previously stated, I have my own regrets. I wish I studied more in my early academic years, such as elementary and middle school. I began to change that habit slightly in high school and college. I definitely changed that. But I feel like if I did that differently earlier on, it would have helped me a lot more in the long run. And also, ask for help when you need it. I know that seems contradictory to what I say before, was to do things your own way, but you also need to know when to ask for help. But you need to let people guide you. Don't let them tell you how to do it. Let them guide you and give you the tools to figure things out for yourself. Sorry. So, as I said previously, when I was younger, I didn't have the motivation for school. I was told I would never read past an elementary school reading level. And now I'm in college. I'm graduating college as a history major. It's almost surreal. But one of my favorite stories of when I actually learned that, I was starting to take my education seriously was when my father was very sick. I had to put myself through school. I had to learn how to take care of him, and that's when it snapped in my head. This is why we need education, because without this education, I would not be able to take care of my father. And one of my favorite stories with him was actually when he bought me my first instrument and helped me learn how to play. He drove me to an instrument store after school, walked me in, held out a bass, and told me to try it. Now I've been playing bass since middle school, and it's just something I fell in love with. So again, that's where the guidance comes into play here. You need guidance from people. You can't always do things on your own, but you also need to learn to do things your own way. So this brings me to my conclusions and any lingering advice. The road is not always easy. Sometimes we fall, but we have to learn to pick ourselves back up. Yesterday is in the past, and tomorrow it has so much potential. Don't let these moments go to waste, because then we'll end up regretting it. So, from now on, look towards the future. Ask for help when you need it. When you fall, pick yourself up, or let someone pick you up. It's always difficult to move forward, but we also gotta learn this is life. We need help, but we also need education. So thank you, and congratulations, class of 2026.